Hello everybody and welcome to the final. It's a huge game. We're so happy that you can join us for this one. National anthems just underway. Let us know if there's any technical difficulties on our side. Which there may be in the early instance.
Yes. How's everyone doing? Let us know. As we said at the start, and we said this throughout the last stream, actually, didn't we? Any technical issues, let us know. We're just looking at our kind of streaming dashboard now as the players come out, and it's looking a little bit ropey. So, slap a couple of comments in the chat if it's buffering or if it's really jittery. Just let us know. Anyway, that's enough on the.
I'm not convinced it's working at the moment, to be honest, because we should have changed screen on what I'm looking at now. So if someone could just pop in the chat whether or not you can actually see us or not, that would be great. It might be picking up. It might just take a little while to get into the swing of things with this stream, but we'll get there. We'll get there for sure. For sure. The New Zealand national anthem now underway.
How are we feeling for this one? You buzzing?
I'm very much looking forward to the game. Very much looking forward to the game. I hope that all of you are as well. If you've got up in the early hours in New Zealand, Solomon Islands, or anywhere else in that region, it is extremely early in the morning out there. So congratulations for getting up. You wouldn't miss it for the world, I know. And ready for a fantastic game. And thank you very much. Yes, we have listened. We have listened and we've grown from the semi-final. So if you do want to watch the game live as you watch with us, you can see it at the top. It's the pinned comment and also our scorecard as well, which we will have up and running throughout this game.
Do you want the teams?
Yeah, so the lineup for the Solomon Islands: Philip Mango, Iangari, Kalu, Kafana, Cow. It's now just gone from the screen. I imagine that it's exactly the same as you'd expect. Leia, Lafa, Cow, Alwyn, Joseph Snarwo, and Rafa, I imagine. Although I lost the bottom half of it, I must admit.
New Zealand team. Soon, maybe?
Yeah, I think the video is working. I think the connection is working. I just think there's a bit of lag, so we might be slightly behind. But yeah, so if there's any delay in us replying to your comments, the key thing for New Zealand today is that Chris Wood starts and is captain. Winston Reid doesn't start, and if you'd have seen the preview, you'll know that I made a couple of mistakes in the build-up to this game because a few key players that I mentioned aren't there. Winston Reid drops to the bench today, which is an interesting choice, but Clayton Lewis and Costa Barbarouses and a few others as well have had to leave. The international window for them is over.
Okay.
So that's the mistakes that I made during the preview. Nonetheless, though,
mate, here we go. Here we go. So are you sticking to your preview prediction?
I am. I'm confused why Reid isn't starting. Maybe just a lot of football in a short space of time for someone who doesn't have a club. Having said that, I still stick by a New Zealand win, but I really hope I'm wrong. And replying to the comment in the chat, yes, we will be making CONCACAF Nations League predictions after the draw. We'll be doing loads of stuff around the draw for the Nations League. So it's coming up in less than a week from now.
4th of April.
Yeah,
looking forward to that. That's kind of like the next thing for us, isn't it? On like when we looked at tournaments and games and schedules and stuff for like around Minnow Nations and everything. CONCACAF Nations League draw and kind of all the build-up and for around that's quite big, isn't it? So.
Someone from Costa Rica joining us, obviously looking at this game with...
are they a Costa Rica still? Yeah. Is that guaranteed 4th spot for Costa Rica in CONCACAF now?
I'm not 100% sure that it's guaranteed.
It was.
Certainly...
What was that? What was the US result? Because I'm not sure how it was. I think Costa Rica were 4th and they were playing the US. And if they...
Yeah, so...
they've still got that. That game's not been played yet, no?
No, Costa Rica have got it. Costa Rica have got it because Panama lost to the USA, meaning that there is a 4-point gap, so Costa Rica are that side.
So, yeah, that would be super interesting for Costa Rica. Bear with, we are
underway in the game. Philip Mango has the ball after an early attack from New Zealand, straight from kickoff.
Yes.
They've taken it short, and the Solomon Islands look to move the ball out of defence. High press from New Zealand in this game. You can watch the match live on the oceanafootball.com as we are doing.
Right, let me jot these lineups down and we can refer to them as we go through the game.
Absolutely. Early challenge, big crunching challenge there in the centre of the park, leading to a free kick to New Zealand in a moderately difficult position just a minute into this game.
Some slight lagging on the Oceania stream here. I don't know if that's just for us or if that's for everyone. Some weird overlays come over as well.
Yeah.
Delivery in.
Part of it. Delivery in from New Zealand. Header has just gone straight up in the air. Ball's still alive. It's dropping. It's squirming. Can the Solomon Islands get a counter-attack? No, it's a free kick to the Solomon Islands in their own defensive half here.
Good start from New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand putting the pressure on early. I think the lag was just to do with the site, the Oceania football site.
Yeah.
Because we seem to be back up and running a bit more smoothly now.
I don't know how I feel about this one, mate. I feel a little bit. I feel very aware that there's a kind of a skill gap, or there should be a skill gap between these sides, and I'm so interested to see how it goes.
Chance here for New Zealand. They're pushing forward. Dancing footwork, ball straight at Mango, who clutches it well.
He's going to need to have a good game today, isn't he?
We're having problems.
Yeah, are we going to need to...
We've not had anything yet that we've dropped out. If anyone's experiencing any buffering, just let us know, because our side, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all, our side.
Yeah, so just straight away, just bung something in the chat.
Solomon Islands, they steal the ball high up the pitch. Oh, is there a chance? I just have a pop shot here. They don't. They play it around. And now they lose it. That's why I'd have just taken a pop shot from the edge of the box just to give something a go.
Get on the old Twitter for me so I can...
yeah, just to demolish the connection that we have even
just
further.
Go, yeah, just 4G it.
I am, unfortunately.
Chance here. Cleared New Zealand. Solomon has got a bit of possession here. In the New Zealand third. And dispossessed. We've got a few. What kind of comments we got, Tomo? I would think contested 2-1 win for New Zealand. Costa Rica's the one in the playoff. We're not going to beat USA 6-0 yet because you've got the final game of that is Costa Rica USA.
Yeah.
And because of the goal difference, they'd have to absolutely.
They'd have
to thrash the Americans to overturn that. I think they'd be on level points, and then they would then overtake them. But it's very, very likely that it'll be Costa Rica. So that the winner of this tie would face Costa Rica in the Inter-Confed playoff. Anyway, talk me through these lineups. Let me kind of have it down here, so I've kind of got it to refer to as we go. Marinovic in goal.
Let us know if you're still keeping up with us okay. I know I've said that multiple times, but I'm literally looking at a screen that isn't moving here on our side. So hopefully it's okay, and hopefully you're joining us all right. We're about 4 minutes into this tie. The ball goes long into the New Zealand half, and they look to clear. Solomon Islands have a throw-in an attacking position. Which literally is 0 kilobytes. So.
Yeah, it's a strange one. I'll tell you what, I might get... Oh, I can't go on. I was going to get on on YouTube on my phone to see how it's coming across. Stream lagging. Yeah, fair enough. Thanks, KFR. Thanks for letting us know.
I mean, he won't hear that for at least the next 10 minutes, but...
Nothing but the spinning wheel on my end.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me because, as I've been saying the whole time, we are looking at absolutely awful stuff on our end. Just going to go and open the door because weird shit like that can make a difference.
Apologies all. I don't know if you can see me or if you're still seeing the spinning wheel of death, but we're trying to resolve the connection issues. We don't actually know what the problem is this time versus last time. But what we, as Tom has already said, we're looking at a dashboard that is highlighting just how shoddy the Wi-Fi connection is. So we're trying to get that resolved as soon as we can. Stream lagging. Do you guys have a stream? Biggest upset ever? We do. The stream for the game is the pinned comment. You can watch the game via oceanafootball.com and then just have us as supplementary commentary. So we've got Wi-Fi. I'm looking at better. I don't know how though, because the connection here is a lot better.
Okay, well, we'll just stick with it.
Can we put a little message in the chat back to everyone? Just say, appreciate the update, because we are seeing some better Wi-Fi now. What have you done there?
What have I done? I've opened the door and I've also unplugged all the ridiculous amount of stuff that we currently have here that's just on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. Stream not lagging
Perfect.
anymore for
That's
me.
good.
Sensational.
Chance here for New Zealand as they break through, but well defended and well
To be
cleared.
fair, what are we? 7 minutes in, so we always have a few teething problems. We're still very new to this.
That's not the bit I have a problem with. It's the fact that it doesn't work. That's the bit that annoys me.
Yeah.
The fact that these guys know that we're still a new channel, we're still working things out. But here's a chance for New Zealand.
I think
it's a good tackle. If the attacker commits, it's a penalty to New Zealand.
I think so.
But it ends up being a good tackle. Yeah, these guys know. I mean, we're trying our best with this stuff.
Pop that in, just so they. The spinning wheel of death that we're looking at is a little bit off-putting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like that for literally 10 minutes. I mean, we're watching the game. Our rate is a lot better. It was literally at 0 for large parts. So we've hopefully resolved, which would be good. But you are going to have to keep updating us because we're not seeing anything, particularly on our end.
Right.
Opening 8 minutes of this game, then.
8 minutes
let's
gone.
Settle in and just
let's sort of pause for breath a little bit. Sorry about that, everyone. Oh my goodness, that's a.
If the striker commits, it's a pen, I think.
Yeah. So 8 minutes in, it's still 0-0, which perfect start really for Solomon Islands, no?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that.
I mean, the ideal is to not concede. First 10, first 15, it's kind of building their way into the game.
Yeah.
And if they can replicate what Tahiti did by frustrating New Zealand up to that sort of latter third of the game, I think the whole crux is for them keeping themselves in with a shout.
I think that's the whole thing, and that's kind of what we spoke about. Is like it's difficult for them because they just had a free kick in New Zealand's half, but they can't. They've worked it quite well. Here's a shot on goal from Solomon Islands' first attempt on
good.
target. It was a good move.
Marinovic
but they
holds.
have to take free kicks and corners short, and that is then tough. That is then tough.
Have we got some comments about lagging?
No, I think we're okay on the lagging side of things.
Fantastic.
At the moment, which is good, and we're getting some more viewers, which is great. So yeah, apologies for the technical difficulties we were experiencing earlier. Hopefully that's not so much of an issue. It's a good move. The referees played advantage. New Zealand on the attack here. Oh, again, a lack of commitment, though, I
good
think.
tackle there. Good tackle.
It's a good tackle in the end. They might bring it back for the free kick. It's great to have fans from the USA, from the CONCACAF region, and indeed from the Solomon Islands as well in the early hours of the morning out there.
Cool. Great. Thanks.
Great.
Cool. Thanks for all the comments about techie problems and stuff. We honestly do appreciate it because as we've already said, we're not seeing a huge amount this end. So keep us up to speed, and thanks for all the comments and who's joining us and from where, and it's good. It's nice, isn't it? Nice to be back on a live stream with everyone and watching this game, the grand final, as you've called it in the preview title.
Mm-hmm. I think it is a grand final.
And I think what we think
USA. Lots of people from the USA. It's fantastic to have you with us.
Yeah, we have had a bit. And it's great to welcome everyone.
Oh, Mauritania as well. That's amazing. Fantastic to have someone from Mauritania here.
Chris Wood looks ready. 0-0 here. And have you already sort of noticed this? In the first 10 minutes, there is like a lack of, or there's a less frantic nature to this game.
Yeah, the Solomon Islands, yeah, certainly.
I feel like they're a bit more almost withdrawn, no? Like look how much deeper they are here when New Zealand have got the ball in their defensive third, whereas when it was PNG, the press was just, it was go, wasn't it?
To me, that's a credit to the manager. I think Felipe's a very, very good manager internationally. If you do want to watch the game itself live, there is literally a link in the pinned comments, so you can grab it there, which is awesome. It's great to have people here. Peru as well, fantastic. Of course, Peru, wild scenes there, as they also secured their place in the knockout stages.
Mate, there's been so much. I feel like this March international window has actually been brilliant.
It has been fantastic.
You know, we've had a bit more of a laser focus on Oceania.
Oh, but it's been good all round, and we'll do loads more stuff on that.
Yeah, I think we should probably...
That's not a foul. That's not a foul. It's
good defending. No, fair enough. Good defending.
Solomon Islands under a bit of pressure, but can they now break? Ball won back by New Zealand.
Yeah, so I think we'll have to do some roundup stuff. I think of the March madness, because some of the fixtures we were speaking the other day, didn't Grenada have a friendly against Andorra or something?
Yes, they lost 1-0.
I mean, how amazing is that?
Yeah. There's lots actually that aren't just teams within their own regions. There's lots of there's a few tournaments, there's a few friendlies happening between teams, but there's also some really passionate ones. I say it doesn't really fall into our remit because the teams are too good. But Uzbekistan played Uganda. You know what I mean? How incredible is that?
How cool is that?
That is cool.
That's almost like when you do like a randomizer on
is
like a randomizer friendly on FIFA, and it's like, I just love it.
Thanks to all the kind comments in the chat. We've absolutely loved bringing this tournament to you. To be honest, it's a pleasure, it's a privilege. All the way from my time in Doha at the start of this, which seems like a lifetime ago now, to then, here's a chance. It's good keeping. Mango, he needed to have a good game in this one, and he started sharply with 13 minutes in, and Chris Wood beats the lines. It is a Fiorentina jumper, yes.
It's cool, isn't it?
You're not wrong. I quite like it, yeah. I think it's quite cool. I don't know if I love the changed badge. I quite like the old school diamond. So you used to have a little diamond
but is this a modern Fiorentina? It's not modern Fiorentina. Is this?
Yes, this is their new badge.
Is it?
Yep.
You sure?
100%.
I thought it was like a retro edition.
No. This is their new thing. Oh, it's a good turn. New Zealand. Oh, look at the pace there from the Solomon Islands as they get back though.
Excellent recovery pace from.
And that's going to be a huge asset.
Was that Kalu at right back?
Yeah, it was. It's a good player. He's impressed me this tournament. We are also going to do our team of the tournament. I was going to just.
It's unlucky. It's not a bad area.
At some point after this,
New Zealand got a throw in their left back spot. Rafa's looking energetic on the right hand side for Solomon Islands so far, and I think I'm going to keep saying this. The long. Get my words out. The longer this remains 0-0, you've almost got to check off every 5 minutes from a Solomon Islands standpoint. Every 5 minutes that passes and it remains goalless, it's a win. Yeah. They're in down the left hand side here.
It's Rafa looking sharp. Can he get back onto his left?
He's still got the ball.
He's still got it. He's retained it well. And he wins a corner. That's brilliant play from him.
That's superb.
That's the first time, I think, from him, though, that we've seen real footballing intelligence.
I think that... In
terms of the situation here, they're not trying to do too much. He is doing that just to win the corner.
But, okay. So there's a different mindset from the Solomon Island players for this game.
Yeah.
Which is we're assuming is a tactical, almost like restraint.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sort of there. He's showing intelligence rather than to sort of try and retain the ball and win or do something extravagant with it. He's winning the corner.
To lose the ball and to catch the team out as they're all the way back. This ball comes in the box. It's not a bad one. They need to pick up second pieces, which they do. Solomon Islands having a little bit of possession here in the attacking third. This will worry New Zealand. Ball delivered into the box. That looks like it's gone for another corner.
Mate, good start.
15 minutes on the clock.
Really good start here, mate. Imagine if they score.
If they win, it would just be brilliant. Thank you to Michael. Greetings from Finland. Great to have you with us. Hong Kong supporting the Solomon Islands. Fantastic as well.
Love
All around the world.
It's like it's kind of a Solomon Islands fan club in here from different countries around the world. Absolutely love it.
I do actually agree with KFR's comment in there. Qatar should have scheduled it for earlier in the day, so it's a more friendly time in the nations where it takes place.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't agree more.
I totally agree. I don't understand how this final can. Solomon Islands.
Isn't it 4 a.m. in the Solomons?
I believe it's 4 a.m. The winner of this game is highly likely to play Panama. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's pretty confirmed that it's Panama. And the other game is going to be
Costa Rica, no?
Peru. Oh, have I been saying Panama? It's Costa Rica.
Yeah. Oh no, we looked at it. Is it Costa Rica? It is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Costa Rica. Yeah, because Panama lost. So no, the winner doesn't play Panama.
Panama lost to USA 5-1, which means that Costa Rica would need to beat USA to make up the goddess. Yeah.
It was between those two. Panama had that spot for a long time, but no, it is in fact Costa Rica. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But
I'll forgive you, my friend.
Equally getting confused because of the countries that begin with P, because it is Peru that have got the other spot.
Yes.
Solomon Islands break forward here, looking to move with pace.
Mate, honestly, I've been so impressed with this
start. Can they get the ball wide? Is there an option for them here? There isn't. They have to go back with it.
They keep the possession well.
They do. Kalu's a good player. Look at him roaming forward again. He'll cut inside here. Oh, doesn't look like there's going to be a shot now. Chris Wood is on the ball, but he's so far in his own half. Oh, that is a nasty challenge, I think. Referee said play on. New Zealand on the ball.
They worked it well there.
Yeah. Oh, good challenge to cut that out. There is still high press from the Solomons.
Yeah, it feels more organised, no?
Yes, yeah. It's far more organised press.
Get up.
I think a huge part of the time of day that this fixture is as well is currently around midday in Qatar. It is about 33 degrees. And that's very, very hot. Whereas this game's being played at what is now 8 p.m. in Qatar. And by that time, it's dropped to mid to low 20s. A lot more bearable for the players. This is a great start from the Solomon Islands so far. Can they deal with this one, though?
They have.
They
really
have done.
Well. It's that Iangari coming out with the ball.
It's either Iangari or...
And tries to lose it again. I've been impressed with the start so far, but that's...
a good turn. Is this Logan Rogerson on it?
Oh, it's a great tackle.
Oh, it is. You have to get that right or you're in the book early doors. It's a good challenge. And now they break out. We're going to see some raw pace here. Look at that. Look at that technical ability that this side have got. Just a slip. We've seen a few players slip in this game. They water the pitch heavily before. Anyone wanting to watch the match live, the link is in the pinned comment for this game.
We advise anyone... we haven't got an injury here. Every early doors, that'd be a shame.
Maybe a Solomon Islands central defender.
We advise anyone that wants to watch the game live via oceanafootball.com to mute the oceanafootball.com commentary.
And listen to ours.
Absolutely. Keep it D&Q for this one. Who's that? Is that Iangari?
No, Iangari is number 2.
Solomon Island injury at the moment. And this is slowly creeping towards 20 minutes.
Looks like he's okay.
And that would have been the first sort of point on a Solomon Islands checklist, I think, get to that 20-minute mark. And I think the first 20 minutes here has been more even than I thought it would be.
I expected
Solomon Islands
to have 10 players behind the ball.
I expected backs to the wall, though, with New Zealand camped almost beyond, every player in the Solomon Islands half. And it's not been. Solomon Islands have had spells in the New Zealand third, couple of corners, couple of half moments. And that's more than I thought they'd have, mate. I've enjoyed this so far. It's good to see that they have that different approach in their locker, something that we spoke about on the preview about how the sides that have attacked New Zealand have ended up getting some pastings, Fiji and Newcow.
I think that's why, though, it is so important. You see how they stretch the game with this system they play. Oh, and they're in behind. New Zealand have a chance here. It's a cross goal. It's a good save from Mango.
Great
First
save, Mango.
real test for him, and he's made the save. But they don't really clear. Can the Solomon Islands get this ball away? It's back with the centre-backs now for New Zealand and back in their half.
It's funny, across the duration that we've been speaking about their impressive start to the game, it's been New Zealand's best spell of possession.
Yeah.
And they kept the ball side to side, a couple of incisive passes, a little flick over the top. I don't know who that was. Was that Rogerson there on the right that took the shot?
I'm not sure who it was from this distance.
Really nice play. What I will say, good play from New Zealand. They opened them up really well, and a good save from Mango to keep it goalless.
The thing is that New Zealand will have in their locker, it's good from Rafa. It's very good from Rafa. Can he get the ball back? He can't, but New Zealand do keep... Solomon Islands do keep it.
Lost it again.
But now they've lost out. Chris Wood nicks it from the central defender. Not in a position that's going to directly lead to a goal, but New Zealand can go down the wing. Now, the thing that New Zealand, of course, have in their favour is no matter how many players the Solomon Islands get behind the ball, they can always get wide and ping it.
Rafa is unreal, mate.
Rafa's brilliant. He's certainly started this game well, and that's a good pass as well into a good area. Now, can they play him in?
Give it to him.
They didn't do it.
They're down the right-hand side. Solomon Islands here. It's a good attack.
Man on. Give it to Rafa's feet. Flicks it back in the general direction, but it doesn't come to anything. Rafa applying pressure there. Solomon Islands do get it back. Kalu's good as well. This right-hand side is good.
It's seriously impressive, isn't it?
Rafa in a 1v1. Ends up sandwiched between two players in the end.
And now New Zealand
counter-attack comes forward. But I don't feel like... he's nutsed him. Oh, it's brilliant. That has to be a booking, but he's played on. It's a good save from Mango, and it's a corner. It's an excellent refereeing, I will say, to allow this game to go on.
Chris Wood should score, mate.
Chris Wood should do more. They go forward, and this is stunning play down the left. Nutmegs one defender, skips past the second. Definitely a foul. Should be a yellow.
That should be a yellow, shouldn't it?
Should be a
yellow.
He's
absolutely mowed the geezer down. Oingori
scored twice for them.
Oingori is just smashed into him. The ball goes through to Wood, who blasts it at Mango. Good save. Any comments in the chat?
Very good save.
What we got, Tomo?
No. We're obviously just catching up here because we are a little bit behind due to the stream chopping out. So people just catching up with the chat. Yes, Australia play UAE to determine who faces Peru. And yes, Costa Rica will play the winner of this game, which I think is going to be quite interesting. Whoever it is, I think it's going to be quite interesting. I think Costa Rica are a really good team. So it'll be interesting to see. Sometimes difficult between regions to tell.
We've got a timing.
Yeah, it's an issue. The ground. It's a goal. It's the opening goal for New Zealand, and it comes from a corner, and I believe that's Billy Tuiloma.
Yeah, it looks like Tuiloma,
who opens the scoring in this game. It is 1-0 to New Zealand.
And we spoke about set pieces.
We did.
We spoke about set pieces in the preview. They've got the height advantage. They've got the strength. Could Solomon Islands have done any more here?
I think the issue is Mango comes for every ball. And if you don't claim it as the keeper, you know it. That header just ends up on target.
Yeah.
That's the difficulty. New Zealand take the lead in this game.
KFR. R.I.P. Solomons. Look.
Yeah.
We're still
a long way to go. But
24 minutes in, but I kind of feel like all of that good work that they did for the first 20 minutes has kind of give away one corner, and
that was always going to be a thing. We spoke about it in the thing, didn't we? We spoke about it in the preview before the match. It was always going to be a problem area because
the thing is, I think they had about three men around Chris Wood there, which you'd say is you've got to do, but.
But the thing is with this, because it's Solomon Islands, this is what I was speaking about, and this is why I meant no offence to Solomons when I said this, but PNG might be a tougher challenge, I still thought New Zealand would have won that game, but Solomon Islands, every player for the Solomon Islands is smaller than a New Zealand player.
Yeah.
And that's a risky back pass. Mango comes out and clears it well. This is going to have to be a different game from now on from the Solomons, but they should still be patient. One goal takes it to extra time.
So this is what I'm saying, right? So I was saying this at the start, is if you can get to that later chapter of the game and still be in touching distance or still be in the game.
Yeah.
It's a bad goal to concede though, isn't it?
It is, but from a New Zealand perspective, it's a fantastic goal.
Well, yeah, because I didn't think for the first 20 they'd really got going.
No.
Solomon Islands had more of the ball than I thought, and then they had that spell, created the opening. Mango made the save, and then since then they've taken more of a stranglehold, and since the goal they've retained possession well. They've got a throw in now at the halfway point on the left hand side. New Zealand. Solomon Islands are going to have to regroup here and try and get the ball out to Rapper on the right hand side, who's created openings for them. Yeah, tough. I feel like it's a rough one though, like conceding from a corner like that, though. You know.
I think that's the difficult thing with this region more than any other region, because New Zealand are not just the best team technically, they're also one of the biggest teams.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know, normally when you get a side who isn't as good, they can use set pieces to their advantage, like a Tahiti, for example. Solomon Islands just trying to clear the ball now. But see, Solomon Islands can't just ping the ball long. They can't just hit a big target up front. Whereas New Zealand can. If the Solomon Islands start to apply more and more pressure, New Zealand can just boot the ball along to Chris Wood.
Yeah.
And that's a weird... They've almost got a weird double advantage. Having said that, they are now starting to play some nice football.
It has now. It has crept.
One goal.
It has crept in now to that, what I thought would be from minute one.
Flag should go up there, in my opinion. Mango's rounding out fielders, and it's a throw-in.
It's the game's transition to New Zealand having what feels like all of the ball on Solomon Islands dropping deeper, right? And what are we, 25, 26 minutes in?
Yeah, just coming up to the 26-minute mark.
And it feels like this is probably a crucial 10 minutes of the game. Because if New Zealand get a second, it probably is curtains.
And here's a chance for them to do exactly that. They use the overlap of the left wing-back, who then plays it back to the left winger. See what I mean? They can just get balls in the box like that. It's found Chris Wood. Is Mango going to get there? No, he's not. A little bit of confusion, but they eventually clear, and it's a free kick.
Is awarded.
This is difficult to follow where we're actually at.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Not 100% certain at what sort of time we are coming through. Oh, they've changed that now. They've got that right again, which is good.
Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, we're about right time-wise.
Yeah, we're pretty much there for what we're seeing. The scorecard for us is absolutely right. There's probably a slight delay with what we're saying and what's on the screen to you guys because of the issues we were having earlier. Chicago, a fan from Chicago, excellent. Peru, Costa Rica, fans from all around the world joining. Fantastic to have you with us. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. This is, of course, the final game for a little while for OFC sides. The winner will play the games in June. Keeps going to have to do well here up against Chris Wood. And he doesn't do great. He doesn't do awful, but he doesn't do great.
He does enough.
Enough. Mango does enough.
So I was going to say, so you've been covering this. We've done a fair bit on this, but in particular, you went out to Doha, and it's we've absolutely loved it, haven't we? But whilst we'll be kind of moving on to some CONCACAF Nations League, probably with the League B, League C kind of
course
spotlight. This won't be the end of the Oceania content across the channel, will it?
Absolutely not.
We'll be trying to get some post-tournament interviews with a couple of players,
key coaching staff.
We'll probably do some sort of smaller bits around teams. Team of the tournament, maybe like breakthrough players and kind of any insighty bits that we feel like make really kind of cool content. We'll see. There'll
be loads and loads of stuff for you guys to kind of get involved with. We've absolutely loved the support for this tournament. This channel's all about those Minnow Nation sides. I pause for a moment as New Zealand attack, but I think the Solomon Islands have got that under control now.
Lost the ball again there.
The issue is they don't play direct, and that's what I worried about. They get the ball down and they play passing football, which is excellent to see from the Solomon Islands. They are great at passing football, but that has its negatives.
So I can see what's going on with this.
Sure.
I don't know whether I need the cap. Yeah, let's get rid of the cap.
Are you going cap free?
I'll go cap free.
I am wearing a cap.
I'll go cap free.
My hair's not too bad, but I've still gone for the cap. New Zealand take a short free kick. They might go a bit more direct now. See here, the three centre-backs just gives them the licence to control the wings.
Much time.
Oh, but there's a slip! Can they play the ball through here, Solomon Islands? The central defender slips. New Zealand get back in numbers.
They've recovered really well.
There's a ball over the top to Rafa. Can he win something? He does well to back in. It's a poor shot. It's a snapshot. I believe it was from Alwyn, and he could have just done a little bit more there.
It was unlucky.
They've had a couple of shots on target. So here the ball just drops kindly. It's just a weak effort. It's a back pass, really. Off target. New Zealand pottering around with the ball at the back. It's good. It's a good comeback in many ways from the Solomon Islands. But Chris Wood is in here. What can he do from this position? Will he take the shot on himself, or will he look to go wide? They recycle possession. It will come out to the left-hand side. They're looking for a good delivery here, and they don't get one. It's deflected. But will the ball come back out? That's a good run.
Is that Rogerson for the New Zealand boys?
I believe it is.
I think when on the ball, he's looked sharp.
Look at this. This football's so intricate from the Solomons, which is great, but it's risky football.
Yeah.
When you're playing against a good side.
It's impressive, though, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. I mean, we regularly speak about how San Marino would do against other sides at a similar ranking. And I know that Solomon Islands are like high up for one of the teams from this region. But I think that they're very, very impressive, Solomon Islands, on the ball. And I think that tactically, PNG are a very good side, but there's no doubt that the Solomons are the second best team technically.
They just try. Yeah, they hate. Well, they just don't play long balls, do they? They
don't.
They try and intricately work it through the thirds. What are we at now? Half hour in here. 31 minutes. 31 mins. 1-0 to New Zealand. Shaky 5 minutes after the New Zealand goal, and look, you know what I said it like 5 minutes ago, didn't I? About how the next 10-15 minutes, like this period now between now and half time is so crucial, isn't it?
It is. You were saying earlier on in the game when it was 0-0. The longer it goes on 0-0, the better chance Solomon Islands have. That's still true of 1-0. You still only need one goal.
Yeah, you need one moment.
Yeah,
what was there, that centre back slip a second ago?
Exactly. But I do worry. And as I said in the preview, I think Solomon Islands are brilliant, and I absolutely love them as a footballing side. But they're almost too good for their own good in some ways. Because New Zealand are also a very good side, but the Solomon Islands will just attack. The ball's switched. It's a long ball. It's a stunning ball to the right wing back. This is what I spoke about in the preview, the overlapping right wing back. The ball in the box. Oh, an effort from Chris Wood, but it just goes over the bar. He's claiming a corner, and I believe it's been given. Yes, we are English. We are indeed watching this from the United Kingdom.
Yeah, we've done our day's work here in England with our eyes fixed on 6 o'clock. Finish work, get this on.
This is a chance from the corner again.
Yeah, it is. It is a big chance.
Have to see if they can.
Who's that? Is that Narwo?
Oh. No. Number 17.
Big moment here. It's a corner to New Zealand. Solomon Islands have got to defend this right.
I'm predicting 2-0 here, actually. I think they're such a threat. As long as it's a good delivery. Which it is. It's right on the keeper. And it is 2-0. But it's been given as a foul on Mango. And I think that Mango did brilliantly then.
That's a let-up. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
I said I thought it would be 2-0. And it was, but it's been ruled out immediately.
Immediately ruled out by the
ref. There is VAR.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can...
It won't be overturned.
It won't be overturned. It looks soft, though. No. That's. You're right.
100%.
The keeper does really, really well, actually. Because is that Rogerson for the US?
No, number 17 is Rogerson.
Who comes up?
He comes up, and it's not just that he's impeding the keeper and jumping for the ball. He's got his arms up as well. A substitution. Alwyn, who has come off, and Adrian Mara has come on.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Blow.
That's a blow, man. That's a real blow. 34 minutes in.
Yeah.
But no, fair play. As we said on the last stream, we gave Mango quite a lot of stick first half against PNG. He was actually very good in the second half. He's done well there.
He has done well. And I'm seeing lots of comments in the chat who are obviously slightly ahead of us saying goal doesn't count. It has indeed been ruled out, and correctly so, in my opinion. But again, we saw what they can do from set pieces. I would almost argue they don't need to. Well, that's a bit soft. I would argue that New Zealand don't need to put the ball onto Mango.
No.
They're so physically powerful. They should just be able to nod it in like they did for the first. Yes, no goal. Greetings from Argentina. Nice to have you with us. Looks like we've got fans from right around the world watching this one, which is fantastic. We're all about, fans from big nations. Argentina, Canada, the US, big footballing nations in many ways, supporting these minnow nation sides, Solomon Islands versus New Zealand.
Connecting football fans around the world and showcasing the brilliance of these minnow nations, man. That's what it's all about. New Zealand having another little spell of comfortable possession, would we describe it?
Mm-hmm. It's literally, there's 3 at the back, Chris Wood up front, and then just the rest of the players are just in midfield.
Yeah.
It's like 6 in midfield.
Their wing backs aren't even that deep, are they? To pick the ball up. Ooh, what are we at now? 35 minutes.
Ball back to Mango, but it is a bobbling ball, but he does clear. I think despite the fact that they're losing this game, Mango's started well. I know that can change in an instant as a goalkeeper, but I think he has started well. Solomon Islands, they're just struggling to break, really. That's lovely football. We're seeing it's such nice football.
Good football.
We're about
Seriously
36 minutes into this game. That is top quality football from the Solomon Islands. And they break forward. They need to get the overlap going. They come back inside. And the ball just breaks.
Snuffed
and
out.
That's where it's going to be so tough for them. Just that final bit. But there's that brilliant football from them, I must say.
Yeah, the way, the intricacy and the technical ability it's so good.
And the understanding of that squad is fantastic, isn't it? They know where the players are going to run.
That looks like a free kick, and it is. New Zealand free kick in their own
free
half.
Kick.
And we pause for breath. It's less. Is it less energetic than the New Zealand than the PNG game? I mean, it probably is, isn't it? There's less. It feels like there's a little bit less intensity to it, but I think that's because Solomons have sort of taken their sort of frantic mode off. That's a long ball.
We are a few minutes behind in this one. We're a few minutes behind. So, if you are watching the game at the same time, please be aware that because of our technical difficulties earlier, we are just a few minutes behind. We are watching it live and commentating on it live, but it is getting to you a little bit behind. There isn't a huge amount that we can do about that, unfortunately.
This is only... How many live streams have we done? Only a handful, isn't it?
Like
third or fourth live stream. We're learning as we go. Still 1-0 here. And this game, I don't know, it feels like it's got...
Well, the next few minutes are so important.
Yeah.
New Zealand press forward.
That's
a stunning ball.
That's a cracking
out to the right
ball.
wing back. This is a big chance if they get the delivery right. Oh, keeper's in no man's land. 2-0, Chris Wood.
So easy.
It's 2-0. Chris Wood scores and extends the record for New Zealand top scorer.
Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Let's look at this one. Simple header.
The ball from the left-sided centre back out to the right wing back or the right winger for New Zealand. The diag is stunning. He's in acres of space down the right hand side. He's stood a ball up to the back post ish.
Yeah, I think again we've seen a little bit the only real weakness from Mango. He doesn't know where to position himself from crosses. That's again an open goal. Really.
Yeah, he slips as well. The ball goes out wide. Yeah. It's a good cross from the right hand side. It's onto Chris Wood's head, 6 yards out, virtually an empty net, and he nods in, and it's 2-0. And we've spoken about this. We said that the 15 minutes from sort of 30 minutes to half time was going to be so important for Solomon Islands to stay in this game, and they've conceded another. I don't feel like they've given away too many chances, but here we go again. New Zealand have stolen it in the midfield third. Chris Wood's on the ball.
It's gone wide, but it's cleared away. But there's still loads of space. With the centre-backs being able to play the passes that they are so far in this game, you see, again, it's going to go out to the right wing-back.
What a ball.
Yeah.
Golazzo, New Zealand, indeed.
Yeah, indeed. It's looking very much like New Zealand will be the side.
It's looking. Do
progress.
you feel it's looking a little bit like ominous though, like this game? Because I feel like New Zealand are still in second gear here, mate.
The worrying thing sometimes with these games is there's obviously a lot of attention around this game. A lot of teams talking about it, and it is now known on the global scale. And what's not going to do any favours for fans of Minnow Nation football is, you want to say, well, hold on, there are good Minnow Nation sides out there, to the big mainstream football fans, right? You've got to go, no, these teams are worth watching. They're good sides, and Solomon Islands are a really, really good side, but this could be bad. Reputationally, this could be bad.
Michael Smith, football gods demand a Solomon's victory. Is that our
They
Michael
should.
Smith?
I imagine it is our Michael Smith, yes. I'd be disappointed if it wasn't. I'd also think it's incredibly... Oh dear. New Zealand, I think that they can taste blood here. It's a chance. The ball into Chris Wood. It's cleared again, or is it? It's not fully clear. Oh, it's all a bit frantic. The ball goes away. There's no option there. It's supposed to be the back three. Solomon Islands, can they counter-attack?
Should have played
Went the wrong way.
Rafa.
Rafa is the outlet in this game. We spoke about how important he would be beforehand. Solomon Islands look good when they have the ball in the New Zealand half, but it's just the other part of the game that we worried about.
Yeah, man.
Great to have so many of you with us. It's a good pass into the feet of Narwo, and a free kick in an attacking position.
Big chance.
This is a chance if they get this right.
Is that Tuoloma that gives that away?
It's not. It's on Rafa. It's a foul on Rafa.
That's so soft. Rafa does well to buy that.
Tough one. This is where they need to go for what I call the Sebastian Larsson, where it needs to be on target.
Mate, you have an unhealthy obsession with Sebastian Larsson.
See, the outswinger's not going to. I don't see an outswinger working here. You've not got the physical advantage. You need to get the ball in, down towards the goalkeeper.
Oh.
Yeah. And luckily, based on my commentary, they didn't then score because I would have looked a fool. But alas, no. A wasted opportunity, though.
Yeah, I think so, mate.
I always feel like you just got to get the ball... We've been offside anyway. You've got to get the ball bouncing in front of the keeper. Ask questions.
Yeah. Just ask yourself, what would Sebastian Larsson have done?
What would Sebastian Larsson have done? The Swedish maestro. Does he still play?
I think he... I think he was still playing for Sweden when he was like 37.
Yeah.
He's playing at like right back or something in the end. Marinovic pings one long for New Zealand onto the head of Chris Wood. They're in again down the left.
It looks like they're in. Had a lot of joy. That was good feet.
Oh, and I feel like they've done well to crowd him out there, Solomons, and Rafa brings it away down the right hand side, and he's got twinkle toes, but even he's dispossessed.
Just too many for him to take on. Oh, this is good feet.
That's
round
really
corners.
Nice.
Yeah, it would have been offside, so he stepped in.
43 minutes, 2-0 New Zealand. I feel Solomon Islands need half time here, mate. Is that fair to say? No?
I'm struggling tactically in my head with how you do this as the Solomons.
Yeah, I think you just got to keep fighting.
I think at this point, I know it's really, really defeatist to say, and obviously the coach won't be saying this in the dressing room, but you do just have to keep fighting. The more that the Solomon Islands attack, the more joy New Zealand will have, I think. We've already seen, as I spoke about, the expansive wing-backs. It's literally 3-6-1, isn't it? And look, here the centre-backs stepping out here. West Ham could do with a few of these centre-backs based on their passing.
Do you know what, though? Like, when they were giving the ball away, Solomon Islands, about 5 minutes ago, it went 2-0 and it almost looked like it was going to become 3. What's going on here? We've got a pause and play. We've got a flat ball.
Be a flat ball.
We have a flat ball.
At a
World Cup qualifier.
Yep. Always a bit worrying. Referee's also tying his laces. It's great to have so many Costa Rica fans obviously eagerly watching along with this game, fancying themselves against New Zealand.
Yeah.
That will be a good game.
That will be an interesting one, mate.
Would have been fantastic, though, to have seen the Solomons there. And this is why, I think it is good for Oceania. I think it is just good generally that they do get more than a 0.5 space. New Zealand, they're in, behind the fullback. A delivery into the box would cause further problems. Is it going to come now? Yes, it is. See, look at the size of the man. Chris Wood wins it. Solomon Islands clear with a... Look at that, though, trying to be too technical and too cute in their own half.
Yeah, they worry me sometimes when they try and pass out so intricately from in their own defensive third when New Zealand have got more than enough bodies up there because they've been attacking.
This is why I said that I think it would be a more comfortable...
What did you say, 4-1?
I think I said 4-1, you said 3-0.
I said 2-0 or 3-0.
Yeah, you're probably looking at the latter now.
Yes, with a whole half to go. What, we've got a couple of minutes. 2 minutes of added time here at the end of this first half. 2-0 New Zealand, and it's been fairly comfy, hasn't it? I think Solomon's had their best spell in the first 10-15 minutes when they had a couple of moments. Oh,
Chris Wood nicks it.
Oh, he does well. It's a good recovery, actually. Is he giving that a foul? No. Solomon Islands does well to recover.
I am glad, though, that Rafa's looked good. This is a big stage for him. And I know that Solomon Islands haven't done anything, but I think he's been one of their best players.
Yeah, he has looked decent.
Only 19 years of age. I hope the Solomon Islands can get one as well. I think that would be brilliant.
That's nice.
They are good at football.
Yeah, they are.
It's difficult, isn't it? This is why sometimes, this is why when people say to me, how come you're only out there for the group stages? This is why. I wanted to see the teams compete with each other.
Yeah.
It's difficult with New Zealand, isn't it? It is difficult. Don't get me wrong, New Zealand are the best team, and so should go to the World Cup. I totally get that. But, that's why one of my favourite games was PNG Fiji or Fiji New Caledonia. Those were the games where I was really, really enjoying it. It's going to be half-time here in a moment, but New Zealand might be able to have a chance before that. Oh, that's risky. Oh, Chris Wood. Oh, Mango, can he get there? It's cleared. It could have been 3. It could have easily been 3 before half-time.
Oh, God.
It's worrying signs.
Jesus. That could have been, and could and shoulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
All over the top. That's
it's that Iron gets that so wrong. Mango's in no man's land there.
I don't know what Mango can do, though. I mean, he's not in a good position. We will have one last chance here. They'll set the ball back, I'm sure. So throw a note. Half-time.
Do you think...
we have hit...
I don't know. Yeah.
Half-time.
2-0. And how do we feel about that? Do we feel like it's deserved? It probably is, right? I don't feel like they actually created that many clear chances.
It's always...
Mango's only had to make 1 or 2 saves.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the goals were just so easy.
Who deserves to be winning?
New Zealand deserves to be winning.
100%. But does it deserve to be by what we can now call really...
Well, you think it's unassailable, right?
That's it. An unassailable lead. A margin that they're not going to get back. If the Solomon Islands...
If they get the first goal in the second half... Solomon Islands, then you never know.
But what will be interesting for me is actually the first 5 minutes of the second half tactically. Because Danny Hay will be saying, we're 2-0 up, keep it tight for the first 5 because they're going to come out the traps quick. And then we'll push on. Solomon Islands, will they go, let's just keep it calm. They've had 37% possession, the Solomon Islands. They've only had 2 shots, 1 on target. New Zealand have had 7 shots, 5 on target. So they definitely deserve the lead. 2-0 is probably right. It's interesting to see what it's going to look like.
Anything in the chat?
A few things. Obviously, we're slightly behind again. We apologise for that, but please do stick with us for the second half. It's great to have you with us for this game. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe to D&Q Football. Most of what we do isn't live streams, so it can't possibly be behind. And there's loads more to come on the channel, both from Oceania, CONCACAF stuff. We'll be talking about all the other regions around the world as well. Yeah, and I think I think we spoke about that in the preview. I just seen that comment in about Papua and Tahiti defenders. I think that's the difference. I think that they are better at defending than the Solomon Islands are. I honestly do think. I know that the Solomons beat PNG 3-2. That was a bit unexpected, but PNG had to then go for it.
What, unexpected because of the scoreline, you mean?
Yeah. What I mean by that is like you don't expect PNG to concede 3, but I think whilst it's 0-0, PNG are the best team defensively.
Yeah.
I think they have to attack more when they go 1 down or 2-1 down.
Because you look at this and it's like we've spoken about them quite a bit throughout this, but the way that like Tuloma scored the header from the corner and the way that Chris Wood scored the header from the cross, there's no way the Comelon brothers would have made it that easy.
No. Chris Wood is unmarked.
Yeah,
When he scores that header. He's unmarked. And I saw fans talking about it in the Fiji game that ended up 4-0 to New Zealand. It's like, I just wouldn't leave a Premier League striker unmarked in the 18 yard.
Yeah.
And it's like, I completely agree. Right, we're going to take a short break for half time and we will be back for the second half. And I'm just looking at the chat and it's saying, why is Australia not in the OFC? And we've got KFR, who is from Australia and feels quite passionately about it. So I'm sure that you guys can discuss between yourselves as we dip away for half time. And we will see you shortly. Hello everyone, we are back.
All good?
Yeah, I'm alright. The players are just coming out for the second half.
Buzzing for it, mate. Cup of tea.
Mm.
We're British, so of course I'm going to, at half-time, go and get a cup of tea.
I've actually gone for a coffee because I don't like tea, which is very un-British of me.
You're letting the side down. Cup of tea, brownie, buzzing for the second half. See how we go. Any points to address in the half-time chin wag of my amigo?
There's loads in the chat. We've missed loads.
Good question. Jonathan, what is slow mode? Is that referring to our...
That's our chat, so I've set it up because we did one before.
We get spammers, basically.
It's just spam,
yeah,
and it means
yeah.
that people can't just comment rubbish the whole time. And
what is it? So we've got it set as one comment every 15 seconds.
It's 15 seconds.
Because we've had it a few times where we've done it and you've had someone that's basically gone and they're like sharing a link to some like spammy website, which is why I've done it like once every 15 seconds. Come on, so assuming doesn't mean that they're not going to be, like, New Zealand aren't going to be presented with a trophy here, are they?
They shouldn't be.
No, because they then go through to the Interconfed playoff anyway, and the winner of that doesn't get a trophy either, do they? They just then get put through.
I understand why you think that though, because this is the only tournament that these teams play.
Well, they do the OFC Nations Cup, don't they? Like, what's happened?
Barely.
Yeah, but is that barely just because COVID came and was a thing?
Second half just about to kick off, so I'm hovering patiently to start off our timer for the second half, and
I think
we
you've
are underway.
Absolutely nailed that.
I think I have as well.
A big 45 minutes for the Solomon Islands to... Don't want to. This is not meant to be negatively charged, but I think the first and foremost thing is to keep it respectable.
Yep.
Is that harsh?
No.
I don't think like that is harsh.
But I think that 4-1 is respectable.
I'd say 3-0. Like when I was doing the preview and I was thinking about kind of what would then be respectable. I think 3-0 is a respectable result. But for me it's like, can they do something extraordinary? Like, can they do something brilliant? Can they get the next goal? If they get the next goal, we could be in for a spicy little second half.
Yeah.
I almost don't want their World Cup qualification experience to end on a sour note when they've been so brilliant and they've added so much to this tournament with how well that they've played.
It's a difficult one as a player though, isn't it? In a game of this magnitude, I suppose the scoreline doesn't matter that much because a loss is a loss on this stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It must be interesting for those players.
I didn't see much of Mika Leah Alafa in the first half at all, did we? Actually, a camera's just panned to him there for the Solomon Islands. Didn't get much of a sniff.
It's one again I got wrong in the preview because it is actually Micah Leah Alafa.
Oh, what we've been calling him, Mika.
Yes.
Mika. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Which is
we're always learning. Always learning.
No, yes, but I remember hearing it when I was out there and then referring to him correctly as Micah.
Okay.
But it's just so easy to slip back into what you're used to.
It's your own foolishness.
It is, yeah.
I wonder why Winston Reid isn't playing. I wonder if it's just because he's not played very much football for the last few years and 2 games in, what would have been, 3 or 4 days, might have been too much. It's another great diag. It's another great diag from New Zealand. Their 3 centre-halves, particularly the left and right side of the 3, really do have that in their locker just to knock those cracking diags, don't they? Oh, it's a really nice bit of play as well. They've got a chance here, New Zealand. Chris Wood's on the ball.
Onside, Chris Wood.
It's out to the right-hand side.
The ball goes to the right, and this is what I mean about the wing-back. No, Chris Wood was offside.
Offside, okay. That looked like a threatening attack there.
This is similar, though, to how you do see England play. Like, when you are... Oh, he's onside. He's 100% onside. When you have 3 at the back, you can just dominate the wings. You can really dominate the wings.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Evening, gents. When can we watch the game here in the UK?
The pinned comment is a link to the Oceania Football website where you can watch the game live streamed. It's a moderately shaky stream, but it's okay.
It's been okay for us, isn't it?
It's not been okay. It's been a bit in and out, but yeah, if you're in the UK and obviously down in Oceania, you can watch it. Just pausing for a second as a ball's about to come into the box. It's a good delivery. It's towards a big man. It's a fantastic save by Mango. It's a brilliant save by Mango. The header from Chris Wood.
Did you see that there, Mango? It's panned to him straight away the camera, and I almost sensed that was a clenched fist and a mini celebration.
That's a good save. Good save.
That's some save from the big man.
Great save.
Cracking ball in again from the right hand side. Chris Wood obviously dominant in the air.
But now they have to defend the corner.
Oh, what a save!
It's a worrying time.
What a save, mate. Fair play to him.
There's something I want to discuss actually based on what we're seeing in the chat. But I'll let this corner come in first.
All right.
It's towards the keeper.
It's
allowed. It's allowed. It's gone in directly. We were just praising Mango, and he's let one slip through his hands. The goal has gone in directly from a corner. Let's look at this again. Oh, it's an own goal, or it's gone directly in. I think it probably is curling in. The keeper's under no pressure, really. It's never going to be ruled out. He's under no big pressure. He just gets it wrong.
Oh,
it's in the back of the net. It's 3-0.
As good as his save was just moments ago, this is equally as bad. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that reminds me of?
Does it remind you of that West Ham keeper that we had?
It reminds me of West Ham. So Tom and I are West Ham fans. For anyone that's new and didn't join us last time, Tom and I are West Ham fans, and a few years ago we had an injury to our goalkeeper Lucas Fabianski, and for some reason in the summer, rather than renew Adrian's contract, who then went to Liverpool,
won the Champions League.
Yeah, Manuel Pellegrini and Huselos, who was our sporting director and manager at the time, signed a goalkeeper called Roberto on a free transfer. And Roberto then very, very quickly became famous for being one of the worst ever Premier League goalkeepers. We had a game away at Burnley that we lost 3-0, and the corner came in, and he came out and punched it basically into his own. He punched it into his own net, right? And what Mango has just done there was
similar. He's jumped up to reach the ball, and it's just flicked his fingertips. Again, his positioning from set pieces and deliveries from the box is just poor.
It was not good there, was it? He's had some great moments. He's had a good tournament, but he was in no man's land a little bit for the second goal, and he made an amazing save from Wood. But then I feel like he undone all of that good work with that bad save, mate.
Yeah.
And could this have been a worse start for the Solomons to go 3-0 down? And this is game over territory now for me.
Big time.
Which is a real shame at 50 minutes, you know.
But how have they scored? 2 set pieces and a cross. And that's why it's so hard for these teams, because New Zealand dominate the ball, 63% possession, and that's a lovely move, and they're in again.
Good defending.
What
but
in
ball
again. Open play,
Diag, first time ball, so nice.
In open play, they've defended stoically the Solomon Islands. Ball's come in here, it's towards Chris Wood. I mean, he'll win that. That's terrible marking.
He's just dominant, mate.
He is, but as soon as they get a set piece, they've played just too much good football. Too much football. And New Zealand win it back again, and this was always going to be the problem. They need to take something home. Jonathan's absolutely right. Burnley batter you. 100% correct. Burnley are a bit of a weird bogey team for us.
Yeah.
There's actually most of the league are.
Yeah,
as much as Brighton. That was a tough period though.
That Roberto in goal, yeah. Because we had a game against Newcastle where
they've got another chance. The overlap. There's a big chance for New Zealand. This could be 4 if they play this right. It's into the box. It's well cleared.
Good defending.
Oh, that's not good.
Giving
though.
It away again.
Just passing the ball out of the back, and it's just not working. Cross into the box. Look at the size of Wood. They defended that well, actually. And here's Rafa.
Come on. I feel like the Solomons...
He's good. He's playing well. Over the top. He's in. They've gone the wrong way again.
He wasn't in, to be fair. That's a great ball out to the right-hand side. Solomons got a chance here.
Do something with it.
What you got?
This is Rafa.
Those twinkle toes.
Here's Rafa. And he's in. It's a brilliant turn. It's a fantastic turn. It's brilliant. It's brilliant from Rafa. It's brilliant.
I thought that was the moment.
This 19-year-old, look at this. He loves this turn, this Cruyff turn past the defender. If he goes down,
mate,
he does well to stay on his feet.
This young star is...
Look at this. Look at this flick. Oh, stunning turn.
What a first touch.
What pace he could go down there. It's a good save from
Marinovic. It's a good save from Marinovic. I'm sorry, mate. Rafa is...
What a player.
What a talent.
What a talent he is.
What a talent. Oh, I thought that was the moment.
Yeah.
I thought that was the Solomon Islands goal. Oh, goodness me.
Double substitution. Eliza Just is coming on. Here we are.
What's the chat? Got anything in the chat?
We have got, I've forgotten where it is, someone who's a Bristol Rovers fan in the chat.
Nice.
Which is excellent.
Welcome.
Passionate team. Solomon Islands take the throw in. Can they get the ball into the box? They should deliver now. But of course they play it so short and they play such good football, and this is where they potentially get caught out, but it's a throw in to the Solomon Islands. Yeah, if you can get the game working in the background and then just mute the commentary, which is, in my opinion, not great, and then just listen to us chatting rubbish about the game, then by all means. You don't have to leave it on the screen where you can even see us. You can just listen to us as we chat through the game. But here's the Solomon Islands. It's Rafa again. He's taken up a bit more of a central position in the second half.
He has, actually.
He's so tidy on the ball, though, isn't he? He's a good player. Some of the football from the Solomon Islands is genuinely great.
Sorry, I'm stuffing my face with this brownie right now.
Go for it. Do you think Everton will go down? I'm not sure, but I do hope so. I don't think they will, because I just don't think that the teams around them. We play Everton actually at the weekend, and I think they'll probably beat us.
The teams below them are too bad.
The teams below them are just not good enough. Yeah, I just don't see Burnley and Watford actually winning any games.
And Everton with Richarlison and the players they've got in this, they'll win enough games. They'll win more games than the teams below them, and they'll be fine. 3-0 here. This is not what we wanted.
No. You can only see it going one way.
Good defending. Great defending,
From open play, I'd argue that from open play they've been good. They conceded from 2 corners, and that's been game over. We knew that was going to be a huge part of this game, and so it's proved. What are your thoughts on the Costa Rica game? Got lots of Costa Rica fans in the chat saying Costa Rica will beat you. I imagine they're aiming that at any New Zealand fans that are watching this stream. We're from England.
It looks like we will actually find out.
Did we lose to Costa Rica in 2010? Or 2014?
No, drew 0-0 in the group stage.
Yeah, was that our 1 point?
Yeah, it was. We were awful.
We were genuinely terrible.
We lost to Italy and Uruguay, and then we drew with Costa Rica 0-0. And Costa Rica went to the top of the group. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't then. They've then not done so well since. But
no, I think they then beat Greece, and then I think they got through to the quarterfinals.
No, in that one. But then they didn't. They didn't get to the last World Cup, did they? Costa Rica?
No, I don't think so.
And the USA didn't either.
No, USA didn't. I don't know, actually. It's a good question.
Did Costa Rica get to... Well, they certainly didn't do too much.
God, this brownie is amazing.
It's good, isn't it? From Harvest Few Brownies, of course.
If Australia lost to UAE, I may burn my kit, not going to lie.
Well, they've not been great, have they, KFR? They've not been great so far in this qualification tournament. I know that we were chatting a little bit on Instagram, weren't we, about how the Australian A-League is... some of the top players are not from Australia, so it's not really that beneficial. Got lots of stuff. Do you think that New Zealand will beat Costa Rica?
Ooh.
It's so hard to tell, right? Because it's a totally different game.
Yeah. Is the Interconfed
June
playoffs? Yeah, but are they still over 2 legs?
Yeah.
Is it?
But there's certainly currently rumours that the New Zealand home leg would be in Qatar.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, he's good.
Mate,
Rafa's good again.
Rafa,
dancing on the ball. Solomon Islands, they've done well since going 3-0 down. They've had a good bit of the ball. Here they are in an attacking position.
I saw a comment in the chat a little bit earlier actually about I'd love a kind of a tournament or a presentation that was sort of fought between all like the minnow nations. How amazing would that be? Like a World Cup of minnow nations.
Yeah. We'd be all
insane.
over that.
How would you even work out who should be involved? But oh god, it would be amazing.
All playoffs are one leg. So I imagine that they are.
Oh,
one leg. So all of them are in Qatar, right? For all 4 teams. So both games are in Qatar.
Really?
Yeah. That's what the chat's saying. Also, it's quite good to know that they're not that far behind us anymore. Because if they're responding to things we've just said, then they should be at a decent pace.
God, that was amazing.
But yeah, second tier World Cup. It'd be difficult though, wouldn't it? Because I bet you'd get some teams on the fringe that would bottle World Cup qualification to go down in the world rankings just to get to the Minnow Nation one and win it. I reckon you would. Do you know what I mean? And also, it's difficult with the world rankings, isn't it? Because as we've already said, like how good are San Marino? We never know because they don't ever get to play. So who would like San Marino, Solomon Islands? Who wins that game?
Yeah, but exactly. Wouldn't you love to know?
I'd love to know.
So why are DNQ not facilitating these fixtures?
One day, subscribe to DNQ.
Subscribe to DNQ if you want to see the Solomon Islands take on San Marino. Because we want to see it. We want to make it happen.
All games being in Qatar, right? I know I went to Qatar, so you could argue, but you've supported it. But and I know this is going to sound like such a weird thing to say, and I know it's difficult for the Oceania region, but it's not the most environmentally friendly World Cup, is it? At the moment.
Well, what do you mean?
For this qualification, they've flown every team 15,000 miles to get there. Vanuatu didn't even play. That's 8 teams, and then they're bringing them all back. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But they're bringing teams from the 4 corners of the world. If it is Australia and New Zealand, that's they're going from the same place. It's difficult.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult, but
I mean it's never easy.
I get your point. It from like a sustainability standpoint, did they really need to fly?
Yeah.
But I mean, that opens another can of worms in itself anyway.
It does. All right, to anyone who's on the chat, then here's a big open-ended question. Who is your favourite minnow nation? It's a huge open-ended question.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
Could be anyone because we've seen in there. KFR's comment: Solomons versus San Marino on Football Manager. I think San Marino would win it on Football Manager, but that might just be due to access of information. Who is your favourite minnow nation team? San Marino. Ian says it's easy. It's easy at San Marino.
Really? I'm kind of surprised by that. I think because we've seen
from Tim.
I think it's because we've seen
Ireland. Someone's put Ireland. That's too cold.
That's a
Faroe Islands, Caribbean
like
nations. Go on, Jonathan. I'm going to have to push you for a top Caribbean nation. Do you know what? It's great to see all these people from around the world, though. Like, love this. Oh, Josh Jackson, St Kitts and Nevis.
Yes. Harrison Paniutu on the gang.
Yeah.
You've spoken to him. He's a nice guy.
Yes.
Paniutu.
FM Ireland immediately responded. I knew he would.
Ireland are not a minnow.
Yes, they're not a minnow at all.
We do not count.
They're not a minnow.
We do not count Ireland as a minnow. Absolutely not.
By a long way, they're not a minnow.
No way. They got
Grenada.
Yeah,
Jamaica.
love that.
Jamaica. They might be a bit too good.
No, Jamaica too good. Sorry.
We're talking real low ranked teams.
The teams at the very bottom of the FIFA World Rankings. We are, those that are in CONCACAF Nations League C. Italy.
How low is minnow? All right, let's draw a line. Get on the FIFA World Rankings.
That in itself
that's the big question.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
You were asked that on that podcast that you were on.
I went on a podcast and spoke about this. All right. So, DNQ, right, did not qualify. I'm looking for a team that's never qualified for a World Cup.
Yeah.
That has to be it. And ideally, if you can, I'd say lower than 130. That's what I'm going to draw that line for this conversation. Sorry, no higher.
No higher.
Wait, which way is it though?
Well, higher in numbers because.
No, yeah, it has to be higher. Yeah, so no lower than 130. Lower in terms of worse, but higher in terms of the numerical value to which you assign their ranking. Venezuela. Yeah, but see, where are Venezuela ranked? See, that's why we have to add that in. Bhutan, yeah. Bahamas. Yeah. Oh, some of these teams.
Bahamas.
Well, we know we got to do loads of coverage for CONCACAF then.
Yeah. I mean, we
there are some good teams.
We've spoken about this before, though, haven't we? About how CONCACAF's probably our favourite region just because of the sheer number of what we deem as to be kind of minnow nations within it. We can't wait, mate. We absolutely cannot wait.
CONCACAF is littered with minnow nations, isn't it? Because, I've made that statement 130 purely for the chat. I mean, the whole did not qualify thing. I've seen that. The last one I've just seen in there, Suriname.
Chance. Is he onside there? I think he is.
Yeah, Chris Wood adds another. I've not even been watching, to be honest. I've been far too interested in this chat. It's 4-0.
The games.
Yeah, exactly. And the comments come in there. Yeah, Haiti. They are a minnow again. They're a good one, though. They are a good one.
But then for us, it really is. I have to say that goal is lovely. What a ball across. Good finish from Chris Wood there. I think it is. Each one is up to interpretation because Haiti not so long ago got to Gold Cup semi-finals. I believe
Gold Cup
semi-finals.
They did Gold Cup semis. Can I just say, briefly on that the Gold Cup is a fantastic tournament in CONCACAF, and I know we tried to bring in the Nations League, but in CONCACAF they've got World Cup qualifiers, Nations League, and the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
And teams can get into the Gold Cup by winning like their Nations League C group, and I love that.
Cool.
I love that structure to it.
Yeah, they can enter another qualification method to get into the Gold Cup, I believe. Isn't that how Guyana?
Guyana got in, yeah.
But was it through?
No, Guyana went through the actual qualification. But Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And we were speaking to...
Guyana actually drew with Trinidad and Tobago. 1-1.
Yeah.
Last night.
Last night was, yeah.
Oh,
is it 3-0?
What's
VAR is being... I said in the... Didn't I say in the pre-match? VAR will be used in this tournament. They will whip it out at some point. Lithuania. Yeah, European teams below 130 are good. Martinique or Curacao.
British Virgin Islands, Mike Thomas, my guy. The British Virgin Islands are my favourite minnow as well. I knew me and you just had that connection.
Yeah, that connection. Oh, that's a harsh one.
It looks like the fourth
it
goal.
Is.
The fourth goal was ruled out.
It's 3-0.
It's 3-0 in the Solomon Islands.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, it's a very marginal offside, but they've whipped out VAR. At least they've used it properly. I knew they'd use it, but I didn't want it to be a dubious red card or something. Finland. Passionate side.
Eswatini. I like that comment of Eswatini, actually.
Yeah.
They've got some...
They were my pick, weren't
they? They've got some brilliant players, but also they've got some sensational kits.
Lovely.
Really nice kits. Just, a quick funny one on the
Solomon Islands with a searching ball over the top. It's back down to 3-0. The goal was ruled out.
The chance here maybe. Rogerson in on the right hand side for New Zealand. Is he going to get crowded out? It looks like it's decent enough defending. Yeah, and Solomon Islands keep the ball. So British Virgin Islands, great
play. Free kick to the Solomon Islands in their own half. British Virgin Islands go on.
Yeah, so obviously we've always liked, what we call Minnow Nation football and following them. But I think one of the sort of starting points that we began this channel was we bumped into, we play five-a-side every week, don't we?
Yep.
And using the pitch before us was a team in the UK called Gosport Borough, who are the Southern Prem side or something, and they were doing some pre-season training. And we had just been watching the World Cup qualifiers for CONCACAF, hadn't we?
We had,
and we'd been watching the British Virgin Islands, who lost 3-0 to Guatemala. And coming off, who was doing some pre-season training with them, was Josh Bertie, the left-back for the British Virgin Islands. And because we'd just seen him in the qualifiers, you went up to him and you were like, "Are you Josh Bertie?"
Yeah. It was a very bizarre moment.
Yeah, it was. And then we got to chatting with him, and then he was the first interview that we did on the channel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was kind of that I guess was probably like the catalyst of like
it was.
why we thought,
birthed the whole idea.
Yeah, it was kind of like, should we just do this as a channel and then kind of get players on and just talk about it because we love it so much and we can kind of bring that to YouTube and get time in with these people, because when we first chatted to him, we've seen him then quite a few times, haven't we? Since I went and watched that BVI game a few months ago. Such a lovely guy, and it was like, let's just get these guys on and have just easy conversation with them about.
They're all really nice guys, aren't they? I mean, from this region, we spoke to
Alwyn.
We spoke to Alwyn. Comlong's the only player we've spoken to. We spoke to Timo Jankowski as well, and it's just all these people are really happy to come and speak to us because they are Minnow Nation teams. They're more than happy to come and speak to us, and everyone's been super nice.
The funny thing about it is so what's great about these teams and speaking to these players is like Josh Bertie for the British Virgin Islands, when they have an international break, he has to take a week of annual leave from his actual job to then fly out to the British Virgin Islands and do a training camp, which I just think is amazing. Are you going anywhere nice on your holiday, Josh? Yeah, I've got World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah. Going to Dominica.
Yeah. It's just so cool. So cool.
There's a few teams that popped up in the chat that's worth talking about. Sri Lanka and India. Sri Lanka, but both sides, based on the population in the countries, are very low ranked. I'm going to pause myself as New Zealand come forward. They have plenty of options here. It's well defended. And then eventually cleared to the halfway line. So both Sri Lanka and again, sorry, there's another chance for New Zealand. Having to pause what I'm saying the whole time. Everyone behind the ball now.
Having to pause what I'm saying the whole time.
Sri Lanka, very low ranked. We had Marvin Hamilton on the show. Chris Wood with a chance! Just wide. It's either well defended and it's out for a corner, which it looks like it is. I believe there was a challenge in there just on Chris Wood. Chris Wood looked like an animal in this game.
He's been hungry for goals.
He has been hungry for goals.
You were saying, mate?
Yeah, so Sri Lanka, very, very lowly ranked side, and they had a tournament recently, which we did do some coverage on D&Q, called the Mahinda Rajapaksa Trophy, where they competed against other nations geographically close to them, the Seychelles, Maldives, Bangladesh. And that was a really, really good tournament, and I think that we will see an improvement in Sri Lankan football. And the way we're going to measure that is through their performance at what's called the SAF Championships. This corner's gone to the back stick, and it is goal. It's a third goal from corners, and it's a second goal for Billy Tuloma in this game. 4-0.
Literally, just 3 goals have been borderline.
Corners.
Yeah.
Identical, almost.
Well, yeah, I mean, the second corner goal was just a kick at the goal, and it ended up going in. But it's literally...
So easy.
It's literally across from the corner. The corner is crossed in, rather, and Billy Tuloma literally just out-jumps the defender and heads it in. It's a good header. He's
not being grappled in any way, is it? He heads it into the ground. It is a good header.
It is a good header.
It's a good header.
But it's so easy. I feel like it's just so easy for him. And you've got to think 3 of the 4 from corners, man. 3 of the 4 from corners.
That's what I was saying in the preview.
Didn't I? Like, I was talking about, like, at one point I said I ripped down some bullet points ahead of this as to kind of like where this game would be lost, and I said Chris Wood versus centre backs, and I think the next thing I said was set pieces, wasn't it? I think, and it kind of it's gone that way, hasn't it? What have we got?
There is one thing I'd like to comment on in the chat from the Matt's channel. Sri Lanka got further in the World Cup qualifiers than Pakistan. They did because Macau is a chance for 5. Whoa. Confusion cleared by Hadis Ayangari.
Yeah,
the only reason because
that
they lost their first leg to Macau, and then Macau refused to travel.
There was something
political unrest.
There was political unrest somewhere.
It was in Sri Lanka, so they didn't go to the second leg. And because they didn't travel, it was awarded as a 3-0 win to Sri Lanka.
That was it.
Which is why they got through. So it's because they didn't play Macau. But I do think that going forward, we will see Sri Lanka become a better football side than Macau, because they are looking to invest. Ball's dropped to Chris Wood, deflected, it's another corner.
So Sri Lanka then went through from round 1 of qualification because Macau
refused.
Well, they didn't play, so they were given the 3-0 win, so they went through on aggregate. And then in that second round of qualification, that's the group stage. That's the first of the group stages within AFC, isn't it? And I think they lost every game or something.
I think they did. Few things to catch up on. Yes, we have seen Next Girl Wins. It's a fantastic, fantastic film. I don't know if you've seen it, the American Samoa film. I've certainly seen it, about how they got their first win.
Yeah, because they do a bit with Nicky. I haven't seen it actually, but they do a bit with Nicky Salapu, don't they? And about how he conceded all the goals in that one game. And I've actually not seen it. Oh my goodness! It was almost 5. Almost
again,
5.
It's another corner.
It's a copy and a paste. It would be a copy and a paste again. Corner in, header from New Zealand, goes wide. Yeah. They just cannot defend these set pieces, can they?
This game, though, and what we're seeing here in a final of this tournament, does play into the question of should New Zealand be in this qualification. That's a big question around OFC. Corners come in, Mango's come. He's claimed this one.
He's done well there.
The guy taking the corner looking for his second goal directly from a corner. Set piece comes back in. Oh, again, you're looking at Chris Wood is unmarked. It's back in the box. Oh my goodness, it's like
chaos.
Pinball in there.
It's absolute chaos. So the whole thing about the 48 team World Cup, Oceania being given 1.5 spaces, and that whole conversation, you almost think, would it have been better to have given Oceania or kept Oceania at the half space, so that and then moved New Zealand into AFC, and then maybe given AFC another space or something like I don't know, right? But just hear me out here, because you don't want to dilute the quality of the World Cup. I mean, I feel like they're doing that anyway by moving from 32 to 48. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to dilute the quality in the sense of, sure, you don't want like 10-0s or 8-0s at the World Cup.
Not as a regular feature. I mean, it's difficult. There are still some crazy results.
But you've got to look at it. It's like, well, with the 1.5 spacing, are New Zealand just going to qualify now for every World Cup?
Yep.
Because if they're not going to move to AFC, I don't know. We'll see. Just one to think about.
Yeah.
What we got in the?
I think that just generally people agreeing. There's some stuff around Macau that is a bit dodgy. Obviously, obviously it's a gambling country, isn't it? So there's lots of things dodgy around scorelines, results. It's also funny about how basically a lot of their players are Portuguese.
Yes,
and
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
a lot of the clubs, the Macau clubs are Benfica,
They're
de
Portuguese.
Macau.
They're like Portuguese feeder clubs, I think.
Sporting Lisbon, de Macau.
Yeah,
and it's a bit funky.
I don't really understand enough about that to comment. But if anyone knows the reason behind that, throw it in the chat. Always like we're football nerds as well as Minnow Nation lovers, right? So
another set piece here for New Zealand.
Can
basically
New Zealand?
A corner.
It looks like a corner. It's just a shorter corner here. Can they make it 5? They've floated the ball in. It's a good ball. It
Strike
breaks.
from the edge of the box. Deflected.
It's
still alive.
It's chaotic pinball again here. New Zealand and Solomon hack it clear. It remains 4-0 with about 20-ish mins to go. Doesn't matter if the qualifying team is OFC's got to have one full place at least. Yeah. Oceania should have one spot. It's a World Cup. If you exclude Oceania, you haven't got teams from all continents. Mate, 100%. I know. But it was like, how do we kind of do that in a fair manner? It's like with New Zealand. I mean, I guess they'd be the best from that region. So I guess fair enough. They would just qualify every time. I don't know. But no, totally understand. It's a World Cup for sure.
It's one of those things,
for sure.
Because it's difficult. New Zealand will probably get to most World Cups. It's interesting because there's not that many teams in the region, right? There's only 11 teams actually part of the OFC Confederation. They get half a spot.
Yeah.
Sure. But think about how many CONCACAF teams there are for the 4 spots they get, 4.5 spots. 3.5
at the moment. What does that move to?
It's got to be 5.
Don't know. It'd be interesting to have a look.
But there's a whole thing that we need to really look into and do a whole video about.
We probably
about
should
how it's
actually.
gonna work.
We should do like an explainer video and what that potentially could mean for Minnow Nations.
Oh, well, it means a lot for Minnow Nations, but I don't know about you. This is a big discussion point, and please feel free to put stuff in the chat so we talk about it as well. We're obviously going to commentate on the last 15 minutes of the game, but we all turned up desperate for a Solomon Islands win, didn't we? Apart from the New Zealand fans, of course, we were generally hoping for a bit of a closer game at least. So we'll just talk about a few other things. I don't like the 48-team World Cup. Now, does it mean more Minnow Nations can get there? Yes. But I think just don't do that and instead have more tournaments for the smaller nations to participate in.
I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I feel that
48 is a lot of teams.
And it's like this conversation, isn't it? It's like, so the 48 team is one conversation. And then, there's been this a lot of chat, hold on here, because Rafa's got the ball on the right-hand side for Solomon Islands. He's driving forward. He's found a ball in behind.
That's a good pass.
They've got a chance to cross.
They got a chance. Oh, it's still alive. No, it's cleared by New Zealand.
Close to a chance for the
Wood
consolation. And Chris Wood, who's been excellent for New Zealand, keeps the ball and New Zealand now have possession. So the 48 team World Cup, we'll chat about that maybe in a bit. But like, take that 48 team World Cup thing and then add in the conversation of having the World Cup every 2 years. Can you remember that?
I was going to. Mango's come out and done well, but the ball's broke. It could be 5 here. Keeper's not in goal. Oh, just put it wide. Don't think Mango could have done much else. The defender slipped as they were playing through. I was going to say, you're going to have. I mean, we've seen it at the Euros, obviously being from England. The Euros has expanded, and now you've got teams that can get out of the group stages without winning a game.
Well, you have how many do you have? You have a number of the teams that are third in their group that go through to this last 16. So you go from 24 to 16. So you only lose, throughout the group stage, you only lose 8 teams because it goes from 24 to 16.
Yeah, but at the World Cup, it has to mathematically go from 48 to 32. Because you have to have a round of 32, because otherwise mathematically it doesn't work for the rest of the knockouts. Because it will go 32, 16, 8, 4, 2.
So yeah, I mean, we'd almost need to do a little bit.
You're not going to go from 48 teams to 16 teams, surely. That's a ridiculous group stage. So there will probably be a round of 32. And then, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please, anyone else who hasn't subscribed, please do. We love this kind of chat.
Yeah. So I was going to say, if what you're kind of experiencing now, which is just 2 guys that are absolute footballing nerds, that love Minnow Nations, but also just are nerdy about anything and everything football, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and join us as we talk about this probably far too often.
I was going to say, but it's such an interesting question, isn't it? And, if it's 48 teams at a World Cup, and it's a World Cup every 2 years, I believe that is not good for the minnow nations, because all they're ever playing is World Cup qualification games where apart from this region's slightly different because it's mostly minnows, but the teams that aren't great, they can't put a programme in place, a long-term project to improve, and they also won't play any games that are any good for their ranking points.
Yeah, or ranking points, but also like the development of the players and teams, because if you're then in sort of World Cup qualifiers every year or whatever it ends up being, then you're going to be up against tougher opponents. You're not going to have like the Nations League playing, competing against. That's a bad foul, to be honest. Competing against teams that are at your level. So how can you develop your players and you sort of and the team that you're trying to build when you're kind of playing against bigger teams again and you're getting a bit of a battering in some of the World Cup qualifiers? I don't know, mate. I don't know. 48-team World Cup feels strange, doesn't it? I just think we.
Well, the best games that sides like Andorra and San Marino play in Europe are the Nations League. The best games, and I know you do want to play big opponents as well, so you've got to keep the World Cup. But the best games that the CONCACAF teams play is the Nations League games, and then they got the chance of the Gold Cup. That's how it should work. These teams need to play competitive matches. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Costa Rica is a generation that hasn't yet failed to qualify. Yeah. Interesting chat. So where are we? We've got about 10 minutes left to go. This one.
10 minutes plus added, yeah.
Yeah, we've slightly eased off on the kind of the commentary. It remains 4-0 to New Zealand, and at this point, it's a little bit of a canter.
The main thing now for Danny Hay will be not conceding. Oh, it's brilliant keeping. It's brilliant. He's got there. Keeper's got there. There was the chance. There was a chance for a goal. There's certainly a chance for a penalty. The ball through. You see the speed of Rafa. Look, just there. Just catches it with his foot.
It's a great save. It's a great tackle.
Brilliant from Marinovic.
I thought that...
it's a good pass. Look at this pace.
He's so quick.
Yeah, he gets there.
VAR?
VAR will look at it. Gets there. Gets the ball. Gets the ball. Gets the ball. They will look at it, but I'm pretty sure he's got the ball.
Is that Rafa down? I hope that he's not injured. What pace! Good pass through to him. Are we having any VAR action to look at that? I guess not.
It would have been looked at, I'm sure, already.
I guess not. But
one thing I am excited about the next World Cup, which is a 48-team World Cup, is that it takes place in North America.
That's cool.
I am excited about that. I think that would be great. I think there's some great stadiums out there. I think it's good for the soccer scene in the US.
Soccer scene.
Which I think is cool. It
is cool.
I mean, it helps that the US actually have qualified for this World Cup.
Yes.
Obviously, they didn't for the last one, because who's going to qualify? Who's going to qualify automatically? Because the host nation qualifies. And if 3 host it, are they all going to qualify? So again, so much more stuff. Why not subscribe to the NQ and be with us as we have these kind of conversations?
Be part of the conversation.
Be part of the community. I mean, I've seen lots of stuff in the chat. This region is fantastic at rugby. So we're obviously not taking that away from them. And also, obviously, New Zealand and Australia, fantastic at cricket as well. We spoke about Sri Lanka earlier as well, another brilliant
lovely here
cricket nation. That one's through to
New Zealand. What we will say is they've approached this game in exactly the right way. And one thing that I said in the preview was about New Zealand clinicality, and they've been clinical today. They've created chances. They've been clinical. They have taken good play, and they keep Solomon Islands cut the ball. And they've managed this game really, really well. We've got 8 minutes to go, still 4-0 up. Solomon Islands keep battling and they'll keep fighting, and I have to say they have not stopped running.
No, the work rate's been fantastic. I just think, not to sort of pat ourselves on the back too much, I just think everything that we said in the preview was right. I don't think it was necessarily difficult to predict that set pieces will be pivotal.
Yeah.
And that Solomon Islands aren't as strong defensively as some of the other sides. They are one of the best attacking sides, and we've seen that in this game. Okay, they've not scored, but they've had shots on goal.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced any other side would have had as many chances going forward. So, we'll see.
What we got here? Substitution for the New Zealand. And Chris Wood comes off, and thus ending his World Cup qualification campaign with New Zealand, where he did become their all-time leading goal scorer.
Yeah, he did. He did become the all-time leading goal scorer, and he will now go back from Qatar to Newcastle.
He does. He gets a sort of a low, not a high five. That was more of a low 10 from New Zealand gaffer Danny Hay. And Solomon Islands try and now charge forward, but
they're going to look for a goal. There's no difference between 4-0 and 5-0, so
no,
why not go for it?
Absolutely. So we have then got...
Our focus, of course, is on Minnow Nation football on this channel, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to be covering the 2 games in Qatar in June. We won't necessarily do as much around it as we have done this tournament, but of course New Zealand are where they are in the world rankings and things like that, and the game against Costa Rica will be a good one, so we will do some coverage for that for sure. But there's loads of content to come in between then and June. We've got CONCACAF Nations League, we've got smaller tournaments from all around the world, AFCON qualifiers, there's so much. So if you do love random football, Minnow Nation football, and you don't completely hate us as people, then definitely subscribe. Mango, time wasting, interesting ploy.
The what I think is a personal favourite of mine from this stream so far is me turning up and you donning that Fiorentina jumper, which
it's a nice one.
Was that a classic football shirt purchase by any chance? Yeah.
The only mistake is I am a tad warm.
Yeah.
As you must be in a fleece.
Yeah, I'm absolutely boiling. But I've been sat here now for so long, and I've been so warm. I've sort of been sweating, so I'm not going to now take this fleece off.
It's a white t-shirt though. It should be alright. I'm wearing nothing under the Fiorentina top.
I'm not going to run the risk. So. Don't start talking like that. We had a comment in the chat saying...
We did! Oh, let me delete that actually. Site. Yes, best cams. yeah. Don't click on that link. That can't be right. Let me see if I can remove that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that gone.
Yeah.
All good.
It's worth saying as we tick along into the final few minutes of this game, congratulations to every team that was able to participate. It was also good to see Vanuatu play a friendly match against Fiji. They played two games against Fiji. Chance Mango with a good save, but unfortunately he's gone out for a corner, and that sometimes you might as well just let it go in the first place, I think, in this game.
It's been great, mate. The first time these teams have played in years. It's been great. Congratulations to them all.
For
Iangari's coming off there. Oh, he must have a knock there, mustn't he?
Oh, he's the biggest defender. Oh, who's coming on? David Super.
Anyone currently still in the chat that hasn't yet liked this video, do us a massive favour and hit like.
It does wonders for us. And check out some of the other content on the channel as well.
We do, as I say, it's not just a... Oh, corner comes in.
Corner for New Zealand.
It's right on the keeper.
He's gone out for a goal kick. He's gone for it again.
He's trying to score another goal.
Trying to pop it directly in. Mango's definitely getting to work.
Mango is 1,000%
No. So the Fiji-Vanuatu game has taken place. It took place behind closed doors. They played a friendly before the tournament, and whilst Vanuatu have now finished their quarantine from COVID, they played one before they came home as well. So that was 2 days ago, I think. Roy Krishna did score in that game. He got a brace, meaning he is now Fiji's all-time top scorer, which is pretty cool, but that game has taken place. Unfortunately, we won't see Vanuatu play a competitive game probably until the next round of World Cup qualifiers. Imagine watching a stream for 2 hours and not liking it. That is exactly the right mentality to have.
Well,
you never know. We do get some quite negative comments from time to time, so it's fine. We just go again.
We go again. We move.
Oh,
exactly. New Zealand are just toying with the Solomons now. We've got a juicy 5 minutes. I mean, Solomons have been bloody brilliant, mate.
The Solomons have been brilliant. Every team at this tournament's been fantastic. You'd probably argue with that statement if you're a New Caledonia fan, because they slightly underperformed and poor old Vanu didn't get to play a competitive game. But the Cook Islands, they were fantastic in their one game they played. The Solomons were fantastic. Tahiti battled extremely hard in the semi-final, and all the other teams in Group A were fantastic as well. PNG, a thrill to watch.
Were they fantastic?
Fiji, I do know other words. Fiji fantastic as well. It's alliteration now. It's everything. Ball into the box. Chance for 5. It's cleared away.
Go on, the Solomons.
And if you think this stream's been fantastic, why not subscribe?
Come on.
Physicality's a huge part of the game. I think that's what I was sort of alluding to earlier. Like, New Zealand aren't just the best team technically, they're also physically dominant. How many goals from corners? 3 of the 4. It's a huge part of this fixture. Through ball, that's a nice play. This could be 5.
Good defending.
Still
The way
could
that
be
they've stuck at their task has been
admirable.
Admirable, man. Admirable.
1 goal from open play, and even that was a header.
Yeah, and that was not exactly like a long-winded passing move, was it? Centre back got it, knocked a long diag up to the right hand side, cross in, Chris Wood, header in. 88th minute we're looking at here, 87th minute. The home straight, mate, of this game and this qualification. Love it. Absolutely love it. So we are going to... we have got I hope he's alright. We have got some... We want to do a little bit of a March catch-up on some stuff that maybe we haven't covered.
Oh, there's been loads of international football we haven't covered, and we do know that. We got some messages on Twitter. It's like, you haven't covered this game. It's like, yeah, we've been a little bit busy with this one. We do also have
full-time jobs.
So it's a little bit tricky to cover all of it. We'll be doing loads of stuff on the AFCON games that have been.
Yeah.
I mean, some passionate teams in that one.
Yeah. I mean, and like we mentioned them earlier, didn't we? But Gambia just about edged through.
Scraped through past Chad. Yeah, incredible effort
fair play
from
to Chad, insane.
But yeah, loads of games there. There's also been loads of passionate international friendlies, and we've got the Nations League, CONCACAF Nations League coming up as well. There might be one last chance at a bit of passion for the Solomon Islands. Are they going to be able to keep the ball in play? They do.
It's right on the byline. Has he got a chance? It goes back to the left back. Come on, Solomon Islands. Yeah, and look, to be fair to New Zealand, they've got back really well. Just keep the ball here. Can they create one chance to try and get a consolation? No, it's been snuffed out. But it's looking more and more unlikely.
We have to congratulate New Zealand on a fixture that a lot of people on paper would go, oh yeah, obviously New Zealand will win that. And obviously they have.
Here to full-time jobs. I know, just the bane of our lives, right?
I have also just seen a comment in that says 5, so I'm hoping that there hasn't been a 5th goal and we're just 30 seconds or so behind, because that would really be disappointing for the Solomon Islands. New Zealand come forward here. Oh,
it could be. How
they get it wide again? Is this going to be a touch and a cross?
I mean, back stick's so open, or is this going to go out for a? I'm keen here because we are. I feel like we've been fairly up to speed this half.
But we might be just a few seconds behind. Cross comes in now, near post.
Oh yeah, this looks like 5.
Here now, it's 5. It is 5. The comment came in, yeah. So we must be just a.
I said on the last stream. No spoilies in the chat.
No spoilies.
No spoilies.
It's 5-0. This is gutting. To be honest, this is absolutely.
It's gutting. A shame. It's a real shame. You said it. The preview, my friend. Those teams that.
The teams that attack New Zealand concede more goals. Costa Rica, I've seen some stuff in the chat. I don't know too much about them as an international side. If they do play that 5-4-1 defensive, they will have a decent chance. They're obviously a better side as well.
It feels harsh. I feel like 5-0 feels harsh.
Yeah.
But New Zealand have approached this game in exactly the right manner.
Mm-hmm.
And they've just got the job done, haven't they?
Yeah. That was the only goal scored, apart from the direct corner, by actually kicking it in. I have seen
this comment from Josh Jackson. Oh, sorry. Josh Jackson, I apologise. Sensational comment. We are massive fans of the FIFA World Cup games, namely FIFA, the 2010 and 2014, the last 2 versions of it, where you could play with all of the teams, and that was probably our first sort of touch point with all these nations and kind of where the love all kind of began and grew, right?
Yeah, so we've like, Pro Evolution Soccer PES is like quite an editable game. So we've got PES 2020, and we basically built ourselves a really nerdy like World Cup game. So we have got like all the team data on there and stuff like that.
So we've got like 40.
I do stream it sometimes.
We've got like 40 teams, haven't we?
40 fully done teams in addition to the ones on the game.
Because we love it. Yeah. So what did he say? 98, FIFA 98. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately now with FIFA, and it's like just basically ultimate team, isn't it? That's all everyone's interested in. They didn't make the World Cup game in 2018. They had like a bolt on, which was a bit of a we were a bit gutted with that, weren't we?
They need to make another World Cup game. I've seen that comment in there from KFR. The World Cup games give me happiness. They are amazing. 2010 was the best.
2010 was great, but 2014 was cool. It had enough
well.
all you want is all the teams and things like World Cup mode, captain your country, road to the World Cup qualification, all that stuff, man. We just used to love it, didn't we? How many hours did we all spend as our group of mates playing those games? It was so good.
There isn't a Nations League for OFC. Just replying to one of those comments. And I just think geographically, there's no real chance for that. Game over. It is full time here. It has finished, and it has finished.
Fair play to New Zealand.
Solomon Islands 0, New Zealand 5.
Yeah, a tough one. A real tough one for Solomon Islands to take. Congrats to New Zealand, but also congrats to Solomon Islands for having a fantastic qualification campaign, getting all the way to the final and entertaining us along the way with some brilliant football and some serious moments of quality and passion.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all the teams that participated. Congratulations to New Zealand. Looking forward to the Women's Soccer World Cup too. Yeah, that will definitely be an interesting one. There's been some really passionate teams that have qualified for that, particularly from Asia as well, that's going to be really fascinating to see. There better be a FIFA 22 or 23 World Cup game.
Well, the thing is, right, I just feel that what we got here. Thanks, lads. Enjoy the final draw Friday afternoon. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great to have everyone with us and chatting through. It's nice just to chat football with like-minded people, man. So good.
Yeah. It's been. I think everyone who's been watching, everyone who's been in the chat. Obviously we say thank you all the time, but it's just so cool to just have people who really from all around the world. They're just kind of talking about the same thing. It's like-minded people just chatting through international football with us. It's great It's great that you've all kind of discovered the channel.
Yes, mate. Whalelord Attack, my favourite YouTube account name.
It's so good, isn't it?
It's class, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
I love the fact that he's gone, what's my YouTube account name? Whalelord Attack. Mate, waterspout all over it. 100%.
Known more historically.
Thanks for covering the OFC. Yeah, they're very true. Thanks, guys. Yeah, see you all very, very soon. We'll be doing all sorts of videos. If you've not liked and subscribed, what the hell are you doing? We've got loads coming up. We'll do some more live streams. We'll do some more videos. Get involved. Join the D&Q community. And we'll see these guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Reach out on Instagram or Twitter. KFR will know. We might take a little bit of a while because it goes into our requests, but do always drop us a message. And what kind of videos do you want us to do? What do you want to see? Now that we've actually got like a small community, don't like to call it fan base, I was just about to, community of people.
No, we don't do that.
It would be great to kind of hear from you. What kind of stuff do you want to see? What kind of stuff do you want to know about? And we'll go from there. But have a nice evening to everyone west of the United Kingdom. Have a nice day. And to everyone east, good morning. And I hope that your day hasn't been spoiled by this one. Been great to have you with us. Loads of content to come on the channel. And as ever, everyone, we'll see you next time.